What's going on, Omnibuddies? Today we are looking at Radiant Black, the Deluxe Edition by Kyle Higgins, Marcelo Costa, and Becca Carey. What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and yes, we are looking at Radiant Black, the Deluxe Edition. It is, technically it says book one, so hopefully there's more. I believe there is more, but you know what? We are taking a quick look at this. I have been wanting to get this book and read this book for so long, ever since I saw really like the first like cover issue and I saw those colors, and I love myself some neon colors. If you've looked around the channel at all, you know I love neon colors. But yeah, so I was really excited. The art looked awesome. The concept of like a little bit darker, more interesting, in my opinion, kind of Power Rangers, I guess. Hopefully that doesn't give it a ding, but like just a really cool, like people getting superpowers that didn't really ask for it and kind of making a team. And yeah, so I was really excited to check it out. And you know what? It kind of lived up to the hype, and it's pretty good. So you know what? Let's stop talking about it here. Let's take a quick closer look at it, and let's find out some more. So let's talk about the book itself. This is Radiant Black. This is technically called the Massive Edition. It is book one, so ideally there's going to be more, and a whole lot more. This is published by Image Comics and collects issues 1 through 12. It's written by Kyle Higgins with artist Marcelo Costa, and many of these chapters have guest artists on them. This book does retail for $44.99 USD. So this is basically where your characters, your lead characters, are struggling in life. They're floundering. They don't know what they want to do. This follows, at least initially, a struggling writer who is really struggling to pay his bills and make things work. And he is obviously struggling a lot and really ends up having to move back to his hometown with his mom and dad. And with that, he meets up again with his old best friend, and they go out for a night of fun, I guess you could say. And things quickly go downhill from there, or uphill depending on your perspective. But from there, one of them gets superpowers and is immediately thrown into this world of being high-powered, not knowing what they're supposed to do. But you know what? He doesn't know what he's supposed to do, but his good friend does know what to do. And right away, they're tossed into the fray with another apparent superpowered person who is doing things a little bit differently, and maybe not with the same ethos, whatever you want to say. So they end up fighting, things happen, people get injured, and that is where the book really takes a very large twist. I'm not going to say what happens because I don't like to spoil the stories, but it is very fun. You meet a larger cast of characters who are also powered in similar suits, but do have their own various power sets. And what's great about this book is you get to meet these characters and see how they all got their powers initially too. It's a very cool story, and I'm very excited to read more of it. The art in this book by Marcelo Costa is just absolutely outstanding. It is gorgeous on every single page. Where it really stands out are these neon colors. Man, do these colors pop. But the characterizations, how they draw faces, emotions, the action, the paneling, all of it is really well done. It's great pacing from a visual perspective, and I absolutely love all the little details. There's snow, there's lightning, there's just weird light effects going on in a lot of portions of this book, and it all carries through so well. I do got to say that yes, one of my favorite parts of the art in this book are the neon colors. They're just gorgeous. They pop. They do such cool things with the line work in this, the shading, all of it. It's like something out of Tron that I would have loved to see in a comic as a kid. So let's talk about the extras in this book. There are a ton of them. There is a huge, huge cover art gallery portion of this book in the extras. And beyond that, there is the assembling the team section where they talk about the different heroes that you're going to meet throughout this book. They have different sketches for the characters and the iterations that you see them in and how they designed them and their looks. Super cool stuff. They also do have some really nice panel layout structuring and kind of how the book was born into existence and how they went about creating this book. There are a lot of extras in this book, way too many to talk about, and they even have like a radiant translation because there is another language that appears in this book. It's a little basic, but it is super cool that they took their time and laid out an entire language for this book. All right, so yeah, that was the massive edition. Technically, it's called the massive edition of Radiant Black. It's book one. Man, I really enjoyed the story. It was I had very high level knowledge of what the story was supposed to be going into it. So it was a lot of surprise and pleasant surprise, really. I really enjoyed there's a couple twists in there that aren't typical to these kinds of stories, where people who are integral to the story really get hurt or die, or kind of there's a big transition. And man, it was super cool how that happened, how it was handled, the fallout from it. Really fun. Again, really interesting. Man, the story was super cool. And so with the story, the art, just absolutely phenomenal. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the neon colors, the color of this book really brought it home for me because the story was cool, the art was cool itself, but man, then you pour all that coloring into it, and especially when they go into these weird different dimension type things, and it is just so cool, super cool to see. I had so much fun with it, and I am really looking forward to reading some more Radiant Black. So if you are interested in it, don't forget to hit up OPB and use code Omnibuddy for $2 off every order. If you're ordering more than 4 books at a time, or 4 or more books at a time, make sure to use that code Omnibuddy, ship it together, and get 5% off your entire order. So you can pick up some Radiant Black, maybe some other books in there that have been sitting on your wish list for a while. But yeah, you can support my channel, support OPB, which is a great company, and they are great people over there. So you can hit them up too. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, do all of those things. But the most important thing to do, I say this in every video, is to comment. Let me know in the comments what your favorite non-like Marvel DC superhero book is. I'm really interested to find some more books that are not typical like capes and cowls, big superhero books. Like actually, like I paused Invincible. I'm marathoning, catching up on my Invincible show, watching marathon thing, whatever. But yeah, catching up on that. So that's a great non-big 2 superhero story. Love that story. I'm halfway through it, so I'm taking my time reading some, and then the next season comes out and I watch that, and then I read for the next season, and then I watch that season, kind of a thing. So kind of parsing that out, taking my time through it. That's super cool. But some super cool hero books that are like Radiant Black, that aren't full of this huge history that you got to go back and get all this canon to really understand the characters and really understand what's going on and all this interaction and things like that. So some really cool superhero books that aren't the typical big 2. I want to know about them. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments below so that we can all find those too. All right, I'll let you go. Take care. Stay cool.